Hey everybody, Gary Hassan here. I'm outside of our global headquarters here in Lehi, Utah. I'm going to take you on inside a tour. I know many of you have not had a chance to come to our corporate office. Many of you are new to our company, and amid a lot of the changes here in 2020, such as hand sanitizer, of course, and face masks, what else? Zoom meetings, physical distancing. There's been a lot happen in 2020. And we want to just take you on a quick tour inside the office, give you an update. One of our goals here at corporate is to keep you in the loop with a monthly update from our executive team. And we're going to cover quite a bit, but I wanted to start with this quote from Nikola Tesla. You probably heard of Tesla Motor Company, electronic cars. There's another company using his first name, Nikola Motors. But he said, here's a quote that I really like. It says, "As I review the events of my past life, I realize how subtle are the influences that shape our destinies." And I actually say, as I review the events of my past year. So let's talk a little bit about 2020, upcoming 2021. Come on in. We'll show you. I want to thank Tom Watson, our camera guy. He is the one responsible for helping put together all of our new social media videos, creating awareness and tools for you to use and grow your business. We're going to let him get set up here. I've got some notes that I want to share with you from our founders, Brent Morrill, our CEO and co-founder, and Dr. Thomas Cutler, our Chief Science Officer and co-founder. We met earlier this week and had a lot to discuss that we wanted to share. Of course, we love our products and use them here at the office, but just wanted you to know that you've all been on our minds a lot these last few months. And we've been watching you. We've been watching you lead your teams and continue living your lives. We know that many of you suddenly had some changes in your lives, whether that was a loss of a job or possibly, having to homeschool your children. Many of you had to go find scarce resources to support your family, whether that was food or supplies. And many of you spent a lot of time helping your neighbors and comforting other family members. So we know a lot of you have been busy, and that Asili Global, for a majority of you, is a part-time business, and you do it on a part-time basis. So we appreciate you, and many of you, well, it's been with much adoration and love that we've watched you, and we as a corporate team just wanted to thank you for the way that you live your lives and the example that you are as far as building a culture and a brand with Asili Global, because we are getting a lot of attention. Observers are noticing that something's different about Asili Global, and we know what it is. We know it's each of you. You are that difference because of the people that we're attracting as a result of our products and as our business opportunity. And I wanted to just kind of jump in a little bit on our international expansion, because this is something I get excited about, seeing our growth. I love the name Asili Global and our brand. But we're getting some attention. We got publications that come here to the office, social selling news. We have direct selling news. They're taking notice of the growth, thanks to each of you. We just opened up Ecuador. This is our first month in Ecuador where product is on the ground, people are enrolling. It's almost not quite a country a month, but we've been on a pretty rapid pace this year in 2020. And now is not a time to wait and see. We didn't want to wait until 2021 when things were a little more when we had a little more stability or certainty as far as what was happening with the global pandemic. We had leaders jump up and say, hey, we want you to come to our country now. That happened in Ecuador. It's happened in Philippines and Taiwan. So many countries this year. I don't want to forget any. Canada, of course. But that expansion is what's really driving our growth, because if you look at our recognition, we love seeing the corporate recognition newsletters that go out in each market. Seeing new leaders recognizing the new leaders on their teams and using different methods to recognize and show appreciation to their team members. We love seeing that around the globe in the local markets. So many first-time rank advancements. That's what we enjoy. We've seen a lot of lately. And as far as new rank advancements in countries like for the first time in the Philippines, I think Christine in the Philippines hit gold. And I don't want to start naming names because there's so many new rank advancements in Canada and Spain, and I'm sure in Ecuador this month. But seeing those people hit senior ambassador and manager and some of those early ranks, we've seen many of you hit multiple ranks in a single month this year. And that's to be commended. That is not an easy feat. Our global strategy as far as recognition will be on at the diamond rank and above on a quarterly basis. And that'll be done by our founders. And I believe Brent's going to do an update in December and do that for our diamonds for the last quarter. But we didn't have any new diamond ranks in the month of October, but we had so many prior to that. And as most of you know, or maybe some of you don't know, that those first 3 diamond ranks only require 1 month qualification at certain levels to get that title. But the top 4 ranks of diamond require 2 out of 4 months. And we've had a lot of people hit it their first month, and in November will be their second month, November or December. We anticipate many of you hitting those higher ranks in the month of November and December, and we're anxiously waiting recognition for those groups as well. Now, let's talk about our Asili green. This is something that our Chief Science Officer and co-founder Dr. Thomas Cutler did not hold back on this product. Many of you have been anticipating this since the beginning of the year. It took a little bit longer to, what do they say? There's a 9-month gestation period. That's about how long it took. This wasn't a human birth, but it was an incredible product birth in our company. And it took about that 9 months to really, I've got to share this message I got yesterday from Mike Hoger from the state of Georgia. Mike I've known for a long time. He was with Asili before I even came, but our paths crossed prior here. But he sent me a picture of him holding the canister of Asili green powered by Moringa. And he said 6 words, and I'll quote, he says, "Wow, great product." And then he said, "It is loaded." And here's a guy who's taken all kinds of health products throughout his life, and to get that kind of message from him really was exciting. So thanks, Mike. And I know many of you, there's literally thousands of you out there that are enjoying this product, and it's going to be coming to other markets this month in November and December and January. We're rolling out gradually in our international markets. Please be patient. I know you were patient up to this point, but we're excited about Asili green, and especially right now during this global pandemic. Optimal health is critical. If we're wanting to reduce our risks during seasonal cold and flu seasons, or whether it could be a novel virus like we had this year, something that's very unique that we just don't know a lot about, we know that having optimal health, getting good rest, proper nutrition, less stress in our lives, good clean water, those are things that are just should be assumed. But when you take our nutritional products, our omega, vitamin D, that is a daily product for me. The Asili green, I don't miss a day without those products. And our purple and so many other products that I take on a daily basis. So if you want to, reduce your chances of getting sick during these typical seasons or in these abnormal seasons, make sure you're getting our products on a daily basis and the people you care about. Let's shift to the next topic, and that's social selling, which has just continued to grow in 2020 as people have been forced to work at home. Many of them have come to love the idea of working from home, or have just gotten used to the fact that they're not going back to their office. Look here. This is our office, our corporate office. It's only Tom and me here today. We have a big staff here in the United States. In fact, we were looking to expand this office as we were growing earlier this year, but then as the pandemic hit, we started allowing people, our legal department, our IT, our customer support, our marketing, they all started working from home, and we realized it was pretty much Brent and Tom and me here once or twice a week. We don't need a bigger office. These are some of the things that we just have now come to realization that some things will not go back to the way they were before. And there is no new normal. It's the new now. This is the way it is right now. And who knows what 2021 will bring, right? But social selling, we know, is here to stay. And the truth is good enough. We've had some challenges this year with our growth. And that's a lot of that we can blame you as our ambassadors, that growth. It's a good acknowledgement, but we've had some challenges getting our supply chain and our ingredient procurement around the world has had some challenges. We had some speed bumps this year because of this pandemic, and it's not just Asili Global. We don't want to shift the responsibility to somebody else. We take responsibility for those delays and back orders. Those are not things that we want to be standard. But we've seen companies that are 10 times, 20 times our size have the same challenges, even in greater difficulties. So we're fortunate to be small and quick and nimble enough right now. We have a great staff that's been able to adjust and accommodate those challenges. So we appreciate you and the pressure you're putting on us to grow and get more products. But another delay was our formal launch of the U.S. market. We are obviously functioning as if we've launched here in the U.S. We're shipping product, paying commissions. Everything's operating like we are in many countries, but we haven't really had an official formal launch. That was kind of put on hold when travel was restricted and physical gatherings were limited. So we anticipate doing that in 2021 for the U.S. market and many of the other markets that we've quietly opened over the last few months around the world. So it's been an incredible year, but 2021 is going to even be more amazing. And we're building those leadership teams to a target size where we have a community where we're confident enough to really officially launch that. But it's given us time to prepare things and really get our social media strategy together and update our back office as we anticipate this coming wave of growth. One of the things that Brent brought up in our meeting this week, I'm referring to his notes so I get this right, is I wrote it down that he talked about how impressed he was with how our leaders have been creative in adjusting through this year. Continue to find ways to introduce the products in the business, in their markets. Each market's been hit differently by the global pandemic at different times and at different degrees. And you've all stepped up to the plate and really impressed us, especially our CEO and our two founders. But as we enter this holiday season, I want to wrap up with this note here that the year's not over. And there are two ways that I've seen in my career as people approach into the year. There's two strategies. One is that some people just check out and unplug for the rest of from Thanksgiving to Christmas here in the U.S. And we obviously celebrate different holidays throughout the year in different countries. But as we approach the year end here in the U.S., there's similar holidays throughout the world. But that's one way, is to check out and unplug from your business and just relax and enjoy a well-deserved rest. That's option one. And if you choose that, we support that. You're independent agents, independent ambassadors, and we appreciate all that you do and bring to the company. But the second option I've seen people do is where they finish strong in 2020 while preparing for the new year and enjoying time with their friends and family and taking some well-deserved relaxation. You can do both. I've seen it happen. It doesn't just have to be shut down and enjoy the holidays. We want you to spend time with your family. Tom and I were just talking. I'm going to be spending some time with family that I only see once or twice a year over the next couple weeks. Many of you are the same situation. Maybe you only see him. He was getting ready to go to France and see family that he probably only sees once a year every 2 years. So many of you are going to see people you normally don't see throughout the year, and it's a great time to just rekindle those relationships. We're not telling you to show up at the Christmas party handing out samples. That's obviously you can do as you choose. But what I do recommend is be prepared if the opportunity arises where you can share the products, or if the door opens where somebody asks you what you're doing, that you can talk about your business, because a lot of people are reflecting right now on, do I want to continue doing what I've done the last year or two? Or is it time for a change? What are my plans for 2021? There's a lot of reflection going on, as there has been all year, but even more so will happen in the coming weeks as we approach a new year. And what are some of the things that most people are looking for in a new year? They're setting goals. My experience has been majority of the people want better health. We've got that covered with our products. And a lot of people want a major change in their financial situation. Some people just a small change, but some want a major change, and we can address those as well. There are many other things at the top of that goal list, but I'm pretty confident though the health and financial situation are at the top of most people that you know. So there may be opportunities that arise where you can bring that up. So as you're reflecting, we are doing the same here at corporate, and the first thing we acknowledge is each and every one of you, that you are the difference. You're making a difference in the world. We thank you, and the future is bright here at Asili Global, and we hope to be a big part of your lives in the coming years to come. In the coming years. So with that, everybody, my name is Gary Hassan. Thanks for joining us. That's our update for the month of November. Goodbye for now.